at everyone.
What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome on back to Dragon Age Inquisition. As always, if you're new here or haven't yet, please do subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and of course, if you want to catch up on the rest of the Let's Play so far, go ahead and check the description below. I'll have the whole playlist down there in order for you. So last episode, we grabbed Warden Blackwall. Figured we'd chat to him, and then we'd go resolve those war table missions we set going last episode, and then we'll be going back to the Hinterlands and wrapping up some of that stuff before we go meet the mages in Redcliffe.
Make her look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it, to be that close.
If I hadn't been saved by Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. The Breach, the Divine's death, the Wardens. It doesn't make sense. There's so much we don't know.
Your experience with the Wardens will certainly be useful.
Mostly the treaties, I expect. Old parchments you're welcome to. What about you? How do you fit into all this?
You're just willing to give me the Warden treaties to use as I wish. Interesting. I figured he might be a little more protective over those, right?
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
And some blood. Yeah, I'm
I've heard rumors
fond of this
abandoned
character.
Warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
I'm definitely down with that. What can you... I wonder what he could tell us about the Wardens, right?
Let's talk about the Grey
What
Wardens.
they've been up to since Origins.
Know a lot about them.
The Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
The Blight's been over for 10 years. What do Wardens do when the world's not ending?
There is still Darkspawn. Just because we killed so many in Ferelden doesn't mean they're gone. And the world is not so peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords. Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the pledge to protect others really means. It's not always about just archdemons and blights.
And sometimes it's about saving farmers beset by bandits.
Where were you during the Blight?
I was in Ferelden, on my own like always. Quietly killed my fair share of Darkspawn too.
Interesting. That means he was running around somewhere, I guess, during Origins. Chopping his way through little parts of the Horde. Little warbands, probably.
You haven't had contact with other Wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
So you have no idea where the rest of the Wardens are?
Do you find that odd? The Blight is over. We don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find Darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
I suppose that makes sense.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
It's only when you're stationed in Weishaupt that you have to deal with the political machinations of the First Wardens.
I want to hear more about you.
Compared to yours, my life will seem dull indeed.
Your name Blackwall doesn't sound Orlesian. Marcher then? Ferelden?
I was from the Free Marchers originally. Markham. That was a long time ago. Another life.
I hear that many Wardens were once criminals.
You're right. And when you join, your past is forgotten, so let's leave it that way.
Criminals, blood mages, doesn't really matter. If you can set all that aside to fight for the survival of humanity, then you're always welcome.
What did you do before you became a Warden?
I was a soldier, a nobody trained to wield a sword and follow orders. I grew weary of fighting other men's wars.
So you became a Warden?
More or less. Becoming a Grey Warden was the first time I felt like I mattered. The life I led before seems hollow in comparison. Perhaps one day it will fade away.
Why did you join the Wardens?
Because they remember honor and sacrifice. Words that have little meaning to the rest of us. Because they lay down their lives for those they have sworn to protect. We all need to believe there are such men in the world. I needed to believe I could be one of them.
Man, I love
We
Blackwall.
can continue this discussion at another time.
Very well.
He's such a cool
At
character.
your service.
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I expected more. More men, better equipment. You may have Andraste's favor, but wars are won by men, soldiers.
Avoiding war altogether would be ideal.
True enough. Still, it never hurts to be prepared.
That's also
One
true
thing I will
enough.
say about your men, they're passionate, devoted. You inspire them. Build on that foundation, and you will have an army that makes nations tremble.
What do you think about all this trouble between the Mages and Templars?
Looking at it from where we stand, it seems inevitable. But that could be hindsight. How many of us actually saw it coming? Either way, I don't think the Chantry will ever recover.
What do you think of Haven?
It's a war camp that was once a pilgrim's refuge. It's the state of the world, though, isn't it? Holy ground turned into a battlefield. Pity about that temple. Would have been nice to see it.
Never saw the Temple of Sacred Ashes, huh? It was significantly prettier once we painted over the blood of the cultists.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Talked with Solus the other day. That man knows all there is to know about everything.
He'd like to think so.
What do you think of the Inquisition's cause?
Restoring order is a goal I support wholeheartedly. But that's not the end of it, is it? Not by a half. The Lady Seeker believes we are restoring the Chantry. Others say it needs reform. I don't know where you stand on the matter, and I'll admit I haven't made up my mind either.
And I think that's enough.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
Yeah, I would like to go take care of the war table and then go back to Haven, but I'm gonna do rounds real quick to see if anybody has any comments about him. If not, I'll just chop it out.
It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us. Even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
I thought she might have some commentary on that, although I would like to know what she means by not what she expected, just that she expected more information, or something strange about the man himself. Couldn't ask her any follow-up questions, so I suppose we'll just have to deal with that. Alright, let's go check on our war table missions, and we'll head on back to Lake Luthias. Alright, let's take a peep. We have received weapon plans and located an apiary to suppliers. When the idea was presented, the beekeeper tented his fingers and sneered, "Of course." Quite disturbing. It's incredible how many passages remained undiscovered even after the Chantry's arrival, and they scoured every inch of these mountains for years in search of anything related to the Sacred Ashes. The cult didn't build all of this. It was here long before, and who knows how many years it would take to find it all. Of the new passages uncovered during the search, most were long empty or contained goods far beyond salvage. Few, however, yielded some artifacts of interest, and one evidently contains strange runes we have yet to translate. If we can find someone capable of doing so, they might prove of use. We can continue down that line of questioning, actually, which we of course will do, but I think we had one here too. Ambassador, I very much enjoyed your soiree, and I hope to see you at the summer cottage for our picnic luncheon next month. Do not fret about the ghastly things said about your associates. More reasoned heads will prevail, and this foolish gossip will come to nothing. Yours, Duke Cyril. Thought it would be a good idea to send her on that one. We can utilize the Grey Warden treaties here. Of course, that will be Josephine's job. The Inquisition is in its infancy. Building an organization such as this is like building an army. You need soldiers, weapons to arm them, food to feed them. That's just the beginning. I joined knowing I could make a difference. I have Grey Warden treaties, and these allow us to take what's needed, when needed. We do not face a blight, but surely a torn sky warrants as much concern. Consider it, Warden Blackwall. This could work. The blight is but 10 years past, and Thedas remembers how we were saved. I can use the treaties, leverage the goodwill owed to the Wardens, and use it for the Inquisition.
Let us begin.
Sounds like the best plan to me. Alright, now let's go back to the Ferelden tab. The runes discovered in the mountain passage during the recent search are a type I've never seen before, neither Tevinter nor Elven, and perhaps dating back to the time of Andraste herself. There are few who might be able to translate the script, and the benefit of doing so is unknown. We have agents with magical knowledge and the means to acquire texts. Let us work on this ourselves. I would agree.
Let's see what we have.
Don't need to be sharing whatever we find or get with outsiders, right? Better if we just keep all that tucked away. If it's something we don't like that we found, we can get rid of it. We don't have to worry about somebody stealing it for their own power, etc, etc. I did level up Warden Blackwall in the in-betweens, but I basically just gave him the exact same build that Cassandra has. The only difference being that I altered the Warcry perk. I gave him the one that extends the duration instead to test it out. And then if I like that, the next time we bring Cass back, I'll respec her and do some more unique things for her. I did go ahead and craft him a full gear set too, which you will see once we spawn in here. I made him look the part. I could have gone higher and more overpowered, but I kind of want him to look like a warden, so.
Nothing to report, sir.
And here he is. The Chad himself. Looks pretty cool, huh? Right. So, all that being said, we have a decent chunk of things to do here, actually. So what I'll probably do is head right up here. And we can worry about getting these memories of the Grey later. But I need to get the bulk meat and potatoes out of the way first. And I hope we're not just going to slide off and actually can take this as a shortcut. I was about to say Blackwall can, but apparently I can't. Yeah, there's some stuff we gotta look at behind the back of this lake. Hopefully that Warcry perk that I gave him is good. Because I used the one cheap respec on my own character to give us the throwing blades and stuff like that. So if we had to respec him, you're talking like 380 something gold. Which is not that serious, right? It's not that bad. It's not gonna like break the bank or anything, but I prefer not to consistently throw 380 around if I can avoid it. We do need to come back and find that guy later. Lots of damage. Muy buen. Really didn't mean to throw my caltrops right there. This should be enough to finish him. Beautiful. No goodies from the bar. But that was a guaranteed drop. What do we have here? Masterwork Sturdy Bianca Grip. Random dead dwarf with a Bianca Grip, huh? And of course, it's Dragon Age, so there's giant cheese wheels everywhere. It'd be a Dragon Age game without a cheese wheel. Blood Lotus. No hidden goodies under the waterfall, it doesn't look like. Maybe got some enemies up here, though. He got paralyzed and frozen. Fucked is an understatement. Where'd the one assassin guy sneak off to? That's where he snuck off to.
Mercenaries. They appear to be Carta Lyrium smugglers.
Yeah, we found some stuff about the Carta smuggling Lyrium in here. While we've been exploring the Hinterlands, we did run into it. Valamar key required. Yeah, so we're not going to Valamar yet. It seems like I can't just pick the lock. That's just iron, we're not in need of iron right now. Got a new quest here though. And a sneaky little bastard here. Locked, huh? Interesting. Fucked it again. Well, my mages are getting rocked. Blackwall, you gotta do something about that for me. My mages are just like sitting in my back line, gulping down all my potions. What is the red stuff on my... Oh, I see him. That's this dum-dum. That'll be the end of you. Alright, now we can go back to my business. Where I was rudely interrupted. Like a luggage stand right there too that you can climb. A letter found on a corpse. She told us right and proper, son, 3 times around the crowned statue, right hand close enough to brush the stone itself, and the spirits will listen. Everything else has been done. We slipped a silver to the chantry to save grandfather's body from the burning, and he's buried close by, 3 times around, always turning right, and the spirits will bring him back to us. Go now and don't be afraid. 3 times around, turning to the right. Well, let's go figure that out. Whatever that is. I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of burial site down here. Assume they mean this statue. 3 times around, so... 1... 2... Oh, there's grandfather. Mag dumped my entire stamina bar into his forehead while he was frozen. What did you have for us, Grandpa? That's Belt of Spirit Resistance. That's actually pretty good. That's what the Wraiths use when you're fighting rifts. You actually need some Crystal Grace too, so I'm very willing to snag this. What am I doing here? Is it worth taking the high ground on whatever is down here? Everything there just despawn in an instant. What the hell just happened? Their whole barricade despawned. A drop kicked them out of existence. Oh, wakey wakey, companions. I've never had that happen before. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there. It's actually more of a shame than not, because my XP. I didn't get XP when they all vanished out of the plane of existence. They just ended the fight. And my companions are being weird now too. They're not following me around. Interesting. Am I able to save? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and reload this. I don't like how that is behaving. Okay, there we go. Now everything's back to normal. They did all grab a level up, so let's take a look. Blackwall. You went pretty far down this line, but we did get all your passives and the things that I'm interested in for now, so let's stay involved inside your shield and sword tree. You fight all the harder when you're hurt and gaining stamina when you lose health. 10% for every 10% health lost. Or we can have a shield bash. Let's give you the ability to shield bash. Because that works really, really good. If you crank a shield bash against an enemy that has the frozen status effect, it absolutely annihilates them. So go ahead and grab all these goodies up. I hope that's not going to affect my quests, losing out on killing that group of people. It shouldn't, but you never know. Lightning Bolt now paralyzes other enemies near your main target. The more enemies it affects, the shorter the duration. Lightning Bolt does more damage if there are other enemies nearby, and if there are enough close to the striking point, a wave of force will knock back all enemies except for the paralyzed primary target. Let's give her more lightning. And then Solus. We were working on your frost tree, right? We were. What do we have? Ice Mine or Wall of Ice? I would rather you use Ice Mine than anything else. I don't really trust you to put up your own frost walls. You'll just end up cutting me off from the things I'm trying to attack. Hello. Blackwall, do your thing. Blackwall. She hit me out of my ability. Okay, Blackwall, I love what you're doing right now. This is great. But, I also want you to attack this guy. Honestly, you could just totally shield bash him. Which mage is that? Solus. Brother. Please. Go stand over there. Oh, I'm still on my tactical menu. That's what's going on. There we go. Blackwall's holding aggro now like I wanted to. Once we get better stamina regeneration, we'll be able to spam all this stuff like crazy. It's kind of cool ending the turn of combat with that ability too, because it just gives you perma-stealth. Did we just get perceived by a Fennec? I think the Fennec broke my stealth right there. Right as I was telling you it's cool that we get it forever, I get detected by a fucking farm animal. Yeah, I had to micromanage Blackwall a little bit there, but he is doing good with the aggro holding. It's not that he's bad at it. I do think I need to change his behaviors though, because one of the things I did with him, different to Cassandra in the tactics, was I took off him tracking my character. Because I didn't want to have to constantly, you know, sometimes I see an archer in the side and I want to attack him. I don't want Blackwall to just follow suit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start micro and Blackwall at the start of engagements. Make sure that he's pulling aggro on the big chungo people that I need him to, and then I'll worry about the rest myself.
The camp for our supposed bandits lies up ahead, I believe.
Well then, let's go say hello. Alright, Blackwall. You're gonna do him. You're gonna attack this guy. Want everybody. Now I can micromanage my guy. Yeah, see, that worked a lot better. Gonna micromanage him a little. Very good. I'll just open engagements with him, I think. Like, controlling him. I did it with Cassandra a little at the start of the game, so it's not unusual for me to be doing that. Big fortress. There's Onyx. What do you guys think the odds are that they actually finally put some loot behind a waterfall for me? I can already see it through the water. Gimme. I think these games are responsible for the fact that every time I see a waterfall in any other game, I immediately think hidden treasure chest. I check it every time, even in like zombie survival games. If I see a waterfall, I have to look behind it for like hidden treasure. I just always expect it to be there. Let's go ahead and claim their fortress. Grand Forest Villa. That the lush and beautiful Grand Forest Villa is so far from Redcliffe Castle seems odd, only until one learns the history behind its construction. More than an age before the Elysian occupation of Ferelden, Jarl Jason Guerin ordered its construction to serve as comfortable living quarters for his close friend, famed singer and swordsman Sir Coram the Bard. Alessa Marguerite, Jason's wife, evidently understood and supported her husband's relationship with Coram, only stipulating that the bard not live at the castle to avoid any public scandal. All Jason's Ride was a popular tavern song for many years, jokingly honouring the Jarl's attempts to return from the villa before the sun rose. Sir Coram lived happily there until his death in bed at the age of 90, several years after the death of Jarl Jason himself. The aged Alessa Marguerite ordered Coram's body burned with full honours in a hunting cloak that belonged to the Jarl. After Sir Coram's death, the villa was used by the Jarl's family for guests, and as a summer home for younger family members. It was abandoned during the chaos of the Fifth Blight. Interesting, brief little history there. This place exists as a scandal home for one of the old Jarls of Redcliffe. We're not going to do the Ocularum. I might come back through and do all those and just show you guys how that quest ends, but I definitely don't want to be doing all that. Some of the locations here have like 30 of those things. Okay, let's back up a little. Beautiful. I love when things work out. Show me the goodies. Got a frozen banner. An unsigned letter. I don't care if you've got an archdemon itself lighting your asses on fire. The mercenaries provide enough protection for you to continue the operation. If necessary, more will be dispatched to your location. Keep the docks working and keep the product moving. Delays will not be tolerated. Smuggling drugs or something. Can't keep this Warden Blackwall. I think we both comboed him at the same time right there. I think he hit him with Shield Bash right as I hit him with the other one. Might take us a second to chunk through all the people here. They're all the big chunky boys. Some of the good stuff. I need to take a sip here. Need to save some of it, because there is actually a boss fight in this fortress that we have to concern ourselves with. And our inventory space is getting concerningly low, speaking of. That guy went up there. Yeah, let's go get the boss. There's also the Take It Back with the Cursed Object journal that we found earlier. That quest is also here. It's round back. Coming over here, big fella. Blackwall. Whenever you're ready. Blackwall. I don't know what Blackwall is, but he's very late to the dance. Thankfully, I didn't need him. I'm glad that he got frozen. I guess next time I'll wait for you to bring your fat ass up the ladder, Blackwall. Here's the boss of this place. Try and get his archers down first. Should have taunted everybody, so now we just work on you. Okay, now we got the boss isolated. now. I believe we could just sit here and do as we please with them. Got a bit more stamina to build. Yeah. And that's the end of him. Let's loot his corpse first. Has to work Vanguard armor. That will be good, potentially, to strip pocketed items from. Because you can totally... Is this the Valamarchy? Yes, it is. Beautiful. A letter from the Carta. We hired your mercenary organization to facilitate this business venture, not add complications. In order for the Carta to extract the product without attracting undue attention, the area must be free from observation. The fighting between the apostate mages and the renegade Templars is insufficient. Your efforts were to dissuade refugees from exploring the area and interfering with our operation. We are meeting at our primary base of operations in Valamar to determine the next course of action. At your earliest convenience, send representatives to the location marked to explain the situation and obtain new instructions. So basically some shady dwarfs have got a nice little side operation going on down there. They hired all these bandits, like in the other letter we read, to keep people away, prying eyes. The Inquisition's growing presence in the area represents a threat to the operation. Focus efforts on discouraging any further exploration in the area, particularly any efforts to give comfort to the refugees at the crossroads. You cannot have people putting down roots here. Which is funny, because once that Lyrium dries up, like, this whole thing is scuffed anyways. They're gonna lose their operation. I'm surprised that they are willing to invest. Fine with the Inquisition over that. And again, maybe that's the Bandits' call, right? I'm sure the dwarves from Orzammar are smart enough to know that that's not a good idea, but they also don't care enough about the Bandits to try and convince them otherwise, right? If we kill them, it just means they don't have to pay them for services rendered. Shot Blackwall's big ass was here this time. You good, Blackwall? That looked like it smarted a little. Specialist cross. Okay, we run into a issue here. Vivian, what can we do for you? That's better, so right away we'll give you that. That's not better. Certain things we can just destroy as we go down this list. That's not better. Reinforced shield definitely won't be good for anything that I have. Have any armor that we can give her? Only a helmet that is absolute nonsense for her. That's fine.
Are you alright, Lady Vivienne?
Whatever are you talking about, darling?
In our last fight, I saw you take a blow. If I'd been there quicker...
Oh, aren't you precious?
I appear to have offended.
No, dear. You couldn't possibly offend me.
I think she's just trying to tell you that you don't have to look out for her. I doubt she's offended. I do but genuinely believe her when she says it would be impossible for you to offend me. With how sharp her tongue is and her courtly affairs, I'm sure plenty of people have tried. I'm sure all of those people are better equipped to do so than you, Blackwall. No offense. And my party just fell through the map. Oh, let's hope he teleports back. There he is. Alright, let's go to the back of this place. I thought there was one of those little, world globe things that we could proc for Solus to help balance the fade out, but I guess I'm wrong. And the ring that we gotta return is back up here. And then once we get this, that's pretty much the end of the episode. I'll probably explore a little off camera to get done with the rifts down on this side. I mean, you've seen me close 1,000 rifts, I don't really need to leave it in, right? And then, well, I'll catch up with you all next time when we're ready to head into Redcliffe. But for now, let's put this cursed jewel back. Okay, right away, you're all annoyingly close to this fucking thing, so... You all go back, please, and thank you. That's the end of that. He did not hold up at all, did he? Hey, make all those noises you want, but you are dead as a doornail. Right. Let me open up the map real quick. So we got this fortress done. We have Burgert's Claws, that's just killing bears, and 2 rifts in the woods. Yeah, I think I can get all this done in between episodes, and then I'll catch you all next time when we do the Memories of the Grey. And then we can head directly down to Redcliffe. Perfect. Alright, thank you for watching, everybody. As always, if you're new here or you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment on your way out, and I will see you soon with more Dragon Age Inquisition. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Peace.